Hey all, in this short video I'm going to show you how to use our SDK for BlinkID that is going to enable you to scan a certain document and extract certain information from it in a solution that we call self-hosted, which basically is just a Docker image. So how to get started: if you go to the documentation for BlinkID and you scroll down here, you're going to see the self-hosted, and then you're going to land on really extensive documentation on this something that we call self-hosted API. Okay, so in order to actually get this running, you have to have Docker installed. I'm not going to get into this, but again, you're a dev. Installing Docker is really simple, and chances are that you already have it installed on your computer. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is go to our Dev Hub, where you just sign up with your Gmail or whatever account. So you create an account, and then very importantly, if you've been following some other videos, then this is where this differs. For self-hosted specifically, you need to contact our sales team at sales@microblink.com, and our lovely sales support team is actually going to get back to you super quickly on this one. So once you get that, they're going to give you this licensee and license key. Then again, actually, there are two ways to now run this Docker image. If you're going to also get an email that's going to look something like this, and if you click that link, then you're going to be taken to your Dev Hub profile for this specific key. And basically there are two things, right? Licensee and actual license key. However, you don't even have to do that. All you have to do is just download the Docker Compose file. And once you do that, here I'm going to show you how mine looks like. Okay, so I just downloaded this to some folder that I called self-hosted, and as you can see here, I have this Docker Compose file here. If you really want to see how this Docker Compose file looks like, then this is it. Obviously here you're going to see the licensee and license key. Obviously I am not going to show you this one, and no, don't even bother trying to copy paste it, as I'm going to invalidate this key after that. So once you have this done, if you go back to the documentation, you're going to see that in order to run this API with the Docker, all you have to do is either run Docker Compose up or run this command manually by manually again inserting the licensee and license key. Honestly, let's just not do that. What we can just do is use the Docker Compose up command, and if we do that, our Docker container is going to start, and it started listening on the 8080 port, as you can see here. So how can we test this and see if it actually is working? So if we do localhost 8080/health, pretty print, awesome, we can see that our Docker container is up. So okay, how do we actually test something, send some images to it? So if you follow the documentation further, all you have to do in order to test this is you can test this with a curl command. So okay, let's do this. Okay, we're just gonna paste this over here. Actually, you know what, just so that I can show you something, I'm gonna show you this just so that you see what's happening over here. Okay, let's format the we don't have the formatter. Okay, then let's do the word wrap. Okay, awesome. So let's see what's happening here. We are basically pinging the localhost, something that we call BlinkID multi-side recognition. What does multi-side obviously mean? That means that you're going to send, here's one example that I have, we're going to basically send two sides, right? Two sides, front and back. So here we go. Actually, if you're going to be copying this, and we're going to update this, but if you see this one, you just delete this one and this one over here. Okay, awesome. So what we're basically doing here is we're sending a JSON payload, and what we're doing is we're sending a front image and the back image. We can check this out, how this actually looks like. And again, this is just a specimen document that we have. This is not a real person. Okay, so what we're going to be sending here is this and this, so front and back. Okay, amazing. And if we actually copy this into our terminal and do this, we're going to get a bunch of data back. Obviously, this right now here is not that, useful. So in order to just get something back so that you can see, aha, let's, I don't know, first name and last name or whatever that it actually extracted, we're going to use a tool called JQ. If you don't have JQ installed, then all you have to do is brew install JQ. Again, you can look it up that this is actually a very known tool. And here's what it's going to do. In our documentation over here, we have this other example where we are using JQ. And actually, let's just do this. And if we go into our terminal again and just do the JQ, okay, here's what we did. With JQ, we are taking out the first name, the last name, and the processing status. Processing status is obviously success. And now, first name being sample and last name being microblink. Let's check if this is indeed true. And here we go. First name sample, last name microblink. Amazing. And dear people, really, this is it. This is how you can use this so-called self-hosted API, which you can again run wherever Docker is supported, so to speak. Now, one additional thing, if you obviously, testing like this, come on, it's 2024, right? So if you follow the documentation further, you're going to see that we've prepared for you the whole Postman collection. And all you have to do is just download this Postman collection, which is just a simple file, which then again, you can just open up in your Postman, and you're going to see here that we have a bunch of examples here. So for the single side recognition, multi-side, barcode scanning, and whatnot. So let me just show you one example here. Let's do this one. You can see, and again, here testing this obviously is way faster and better. Now we're going to see what we're looking at here. So we're sending the image URL in the body that looks like this. Okay, some California ID. Okay, so let's just send this to the single side recognizer. Okay, and so look, it extracted what? First name sample, last name specimen. Again, we can check if this is indeed true. First name sample, last name specimen. And again, this is of course also a sample, not an actual person. And then here, you can actually play with the settings and play with the settings so that you can see what you actually get back. And here I'm going to show you one other example. So for example, in this one, that you can play with the settings, right? So right now what we have is we have return face image set to true and full document image also set to true. And you can see here that indeed you did get that back. Now, just as a simple example, let's set this to false and let's send the request. In the visualize, you're just going to get this. So again, this is a very super simple way of playing with the settings on the fly so that you can see how this works, how it behaves. And this is it, dear people. I hope you like it. Hope you're going to be testing it. And if you do, please let us know what you think. Take care.